right, we give praise, esteem, and honor to the living Elohim in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach this day. We pick this up in John 5:39. Search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life. And they are they which testify of me. And you will not come to me that you might have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you, that you have not the love of Elohim in you. I come in my Abba's name, and you receive me not. If another shall come in his own name, him you will receive. How can you believe which receive honor one from another, and not the honor that comes from Elohim only? Do not think that I will accuse you, the Abba. There's one that accused you, even Moses, in whom you trust. Had you believed Moses, you would have believed me, for he wrote of me. But if you believe not his writings, how should you believe my words? Both of y'all want to get y'all skull cracked, don't you? Yeah, that's what you want. Let this be the first and the last time that I speak to either one of you for the duration of our proceedings this evening, or you will not like what I will do to you. Do not disrespect or flaunt my authority. I'm not playing with neither one of you, and you know better. Don't let a new friend make your life come to an end. I got something for you. And just because I met you the other day don't mean I won't whoop your behind. Yeah, you like to fight children, you can come over here and fight me. Hey, how you doing? Oh, do we know you? Oh, how do we know you? Where did you come from? Oh, it's laundry day. That's how you felt? So you ain't have better apparel. That's what you tell them, right? Psalm 61. You better turn around and pay attention. Ain't nobody playing with y'all. You can get embarrassed live on the internet. Shalom, Sharon. Psalm 61:1. Hear me cry, O Elohim, attend unto my prayer from the end of the earth. Will I cry unto you when my heart is overwhelmed? Lead me to the rock that is higher than I. For you have been a shelter for me, a strong tower from the enemy. I will abide in your tabernacle forever, and I will trust in the covert of your wings. And that's what we're talking about, dwelling in his tabernacle. So let's take a look at something. What it was. I don't even think we finished Leviticus 23 last night. Let's do that now. Leviticus 23 and 38, where we'll pick up from.
I already told you.
You can make it 23 and 37. These are the feasts of Yahuwah, which you shall proclaim. Shalom, Brother Harrison. To be Kadash, convocations, to offer an offering made by fire unto Yahuwah, a burnt offering, a meat offering, a sacrifice, a drink offering, everything upon this day. His day, excuse me. Besides Shabbats of Yahuwah, and besides your gifts, and besides all your vows, and besides all your free will offerings, which you shall give unto Yahuwah. Now, that's how I didn't hit last night because we were coming to the conclusion. I want you to come to 1 Chronicles 29 when it comes to talking about some free will offerings. You should remember that gifts as being a what? A sacrificial offering. 1 Chronicles 29, I want to say about verse 10, but we'll see. We might be verse 1. Verse 1 is sufficient. 1 Chronicles chapter 29 and verse 1 says, furthermore, David the king said unto all the congregation, Solomon my son, whom alone Elohim have chosen, is yet young and tender. The work is great. The palace is not for man, but for Yahuwah Elohim. Now I want you to pause. I want you to look at palace. You look at palace, what we have is B, Ra. Of course, this is palace, castle, temple. Bat, Yod, Rosh, Hay. And you can proceed. Recall what he said, that the temple or the palace is not for man, but for Yahuwah. You got Bat, Yod, Rosh, and Hay. You stretching out your clothes. If you're cold, go get a blanket. All right, very well then. Then it mentioned that he had behold the work of the son's house.
Let's say the house to
Go
worship.
get the door.
The house to
Go
worship
open the door.
the highest Yahusha.
Hold on, say that again.
The house to worship the
house-
highest Yahusha.
The house to worship Yahusha. Very well, sir. You gotta unlock it, baby. Unlock it. Huh? Now she, yeah, because she definitely looking like she puzzled. Like she don't know what's going on. Why you want to fight about it? Huh? Oh, you don't know? Oh, you aggressive. Put your shoulder up. Fix your clothes. Put your shoulder up. Oh, you better hope y'all don't move down here because you ain't gonna like me. I don't play with little girls. Oh, we know you?
Oh.
Oh, you took that literally. That offended you. That's because you was on punishment for 2.5 months. You don't want to say your daddy said you couldn't come out the house? Sure. Depends on your perspective.
Definitely does.
He got what? Worship the Son who calls you to behold the highest. What you said again, sir?
The house to worship.
You said the house to worship?
The house to worship the highest Yahusha.
Or what? We'll roll with that based on the context of what we're discussing. This is a house where you can worship the Son of the highest, if you would. Now, remember he said that the palace is for who? Yahuwah and not man. 1 Corinthians chapter 3. Before you go to 1 Corinthians chapter 3, John chapter 2. All right, little bug. All right, little bug. You acting like a bug. I know you don't know what that lingo means. That prison talk. That means you around here doing stuff you ain't got no business. John chapter 2.
Go find your mother. Oh. Over there.
We can pick it up at 13 just on general principle. We talking about feasts anyway. Oh, they found somewhere for you to sit because you don't work on your feet, do you? No, I'm asking you don't work on your feet, do you? Yeah, you would have been okay. Now, if you worked on your feet all day, that'd be different. You work at home anyway. At your house. So that don't even count. You ain't have to leave the house.
Look like. We got company. How could you?
John chapter 2, verse 13. And the Yahudim's Passover was at hand. Yahusha went up to Jerusalem, found in the temple those that sold oxen and sheep and doves and changers of money sitting. And when he had made a scourge of small cords, he drove them all out of the temple, the sheep, the oxen, and poured out the changers' money and overthrew the tables and said unto them that sold the doves, take these things hence and make not my Abba's house a house of merchandise. Do y'all recall why he whooped them people? I'm not spending a long period of time on it. I'm just seeing if you recall. Oh, you know why, Sade? Yeah, why he whooped them people. Oh, you ain't know he whooped them people? That's what a scourge is, baby. That's cat nine tails. That's a whip. Yeah, that's what a scourge is. That's a whip. So that's just an English word, but yeah, that's a whip.
They were selling sacrifices.
They weren't selling sacrifices. Michael, you know why he whooped them people?
They were supposed to be buying and selling at
You
the temple.
ain't know.
They were changing the money out for the sacrifice.
Yes, that's what they were doing. Deuteronomy chapter 14, you could take anything, take whatever you were going to offer and turn it into money, and you could get it. We read it the other day, and you can buy anything that your soul lusts after. That's why they was in there selling. Your keynote for remembrance of that, it just told you it was the Jews' Passover. That's how you're supposed to remember that. They were selling stuff for the people who were coming from a long journey to come for the feast, and he whooped them for it. You know, a lot of people take this passage out of context about why he did that. Oh, he was freedom fighting and all, or he was doing that. That's not why he was doing that. It wasn't nothing wrong with what they were selling and why they were selling it. It was where they were selling it. That was the issue. Because he said, take this out of here and don't make my father's house a house of merchandise. He had no problem with them selling anything. If he would have had a problem selling it, he would have had a problem with himself, since he's the one who told them that they could do it. That's why the book tell you, if you don't know the law, you curse. And that's just small nuanced things out the law.
But based on that, they supposed to just bring it and how that nigga that was in the city.
No, they just supposed to brought it and sold it somewhere. They weren't supposed to sell it there.
Yeah.
See, they were being lazy. See, they know you got to come up. They know you got to come here. Come cop. I'm going to just make it easy on myself and post up here because I know you got to come here. You know what I'm saying? That's all that was. No more, no less. It wasn't no deep, philosophical, revolutionary, let me upset the apple cart type of move. Nigga, you disrespecting my house. Now, why should you know that that was a disrespect of his house and from what story? And let's take it a step further. Eli's sons is your evidence of what this is not permissible, and the temple wasn't even built because he killed Eli's sons for around there doing that with the sacrifice and knocking holes down and pocketing a little bit of bread. And again, that Deuteronomy 14, for those of you who don't know, they were not doing nothing wrong by selling what they were selling. They were wrong because what they were selling it at. That's what made them wrong. Joe, what you doing? Are y'all in trouble? You and Bug, huh? You need to learn how to follow directions. That's a better handshake there for you, son. Try that again. You're doing good.
Carl.
Don't sit down somewhere, son.
Nah, go take care of that, man. Go there, put your
You're just gonna have to fix your clothes first, and then because I don't know what's wrong with your clothes. Oh, he got a.
Come here, Carl.
Lord have mercy, boy.
Oh, this nigga in here.
That mean he was rushing. Oh, you're not buying and selling on the Sabbath. Come from what was mentioned in Nehemiah. I mean, there's no need for you to buy and sell on the Sabbath. And what lets you know that, because he tell you to put your man servants and your maid servants and tell them to cease from their labor. So if ain't nobody supposed to be working, you know you ain't supposed to be hustling, because hustling in itself is labor. You know what I'm saying? See, a lot of people look for that and say, well, where it say you can't buy and sell? He said no servile work. And that's the end of that. You know what I'm talking about? Now, I'm not saying that in that regard to be that harsh, like in your question. I'm talking about, but yeah, that's the end of that. I'll get you the servile part for you so you can see what that word is if you're not aware, and for those who don't know. Give me 1 second, man. So when you got servile, that is abadah, that is labor, that is service, that is work, tillage, if you will. And so any manner of work, any manner of service, you can't sell nothing and not be of service. And if you were buying something, that means you would be facilitating somebody who was of service who ought not to have been working.
That's why you can pay your business.
Well, you're not causing the person to work and break the Sabbath, because if that person was selling, they had already made that decision long before you showed up. No. You was just in support of it. That was just like when that lady was talking to Dino Dennis. She was like, well, if you telling me I'm wrong, ain't the man wrong if I'm dressing half naked? And he react that way, and he was like, nah, you're both wrong. See, most people don't be looking for that. When they say, hey, you should tell the men to control themselves. He like, nah, that nigga wrong for being a horn dog, and you wrong for dressing like a whore. You know what I'm saying? Two things can be mutually exclusive at the same time. John 2:17. And his disciples remembered that it was written, the zeal of your house have eaten me up. Let's take a look at that. That's Psalm 69. Let's take a look at that. Psalm 69. 69 and 5. Was we're not reading everything in that chapter at this time. I think we already been through Psalm 69 anyway. '69 and 5. Oh, Elohim, you know my foolishness, and my sins are not hid from you. Let not them that wait on you, O Yahuwah Elohim of hosts, be ashamed for my sake. Let not those that seek you be confounded for my sake, O Elohim of Yasharal. Because for your sake I have borne reproach, and shame have covered my face. I'm become a stranger unto my brethren, and an alien unto my mother's sons. For the zeal of your house have eaten me up, and the reproaches of them that reproach you fell on me. Let's look at zeal. And of course, you know, zeal is kana, and that is jealousy. That is ardor. That is jealous disposition of a husband. Do y'all understand what that means to have the jealous disposition of a husband? Also, ardor of zeal, religious zeal of men for Elohim and for the house of Elohim. So you have to look at this here, right? Number one, do you know who made the statement that they were jealous on Yahuwah's behalf? Because somebody made that a statement that they were jealous on Yahuwah's behalf. Yep. Ain't no New Testament answer here, man. Oh, what?
That's zeal, though.
Yeah, he said he was zeal. I'm talking about who said he was jealous. He said out his mouth he was jealous.
Samuel.
No. No. No, you looking like don't ask me.
Moses?
Oh, I don't know.
No. Who was it then?
I said I don't know.
Oh, thought you was gonna be quick on your feet. Michael?
It was Elijah.
Yes. 1 Kings chapter 19, if you would, please. Shalom, man. It was Elijah.
Oh, that's why I asked him to do the Torah.
Hey, shoot. All that told that man told you it's written in your law, and that was Psalms. So that's all of it.
Just look at the book of Moses.
That was so nice.
First Kings chapter 19, verse 9. Remember, he said the zeal of your house, so the zeal or the passion, he was jealous for the house. That's one of the reasons why he tossed them people up out of there. But pause. If the zeal of your house have eaten him up, what does that take you to thinking about? He has already compared the house to his spouse. So it's the jealousy that he has for his wife. Now, I'm going to ask y'all something in a moment that these people were just talking about. Boy, you drop him like he didn't on the side. He all right. You threw him off like you nasty little boy. He had an accident there now and then. 1 Kings chapter 19 and verse 9. He came thither unto a cave and lodged there, and behold, the word of Yahuwah came to him, and he said unto him, Where do you hear, Elijah? And he said, I've been very jealous for Yahuwah Elohim of hosts, because for the sons of Yasharal have forsaken your covenant, thrown down your altars, slain your prophets with the sword, and I only am left, and they seek my life to take it away. Now, how did he show himself that he was jealous for Yahuwah of hosts? What did he do? What actions did he take? Oh, y'all don't know what actions he took? Well, what actions did he take? See if you know what actions he took. We don't have time to go through it in great detail tonight. What about you, Tavon? You know what actions he took? Roof. Ain't nobody trying to hear all that. What about you, Jessica? You know what actions Elijah took? Oh, that's unfortunate. What about you, Michael Glover? That nigga went to cheese. That mean he don't got nothing.
But you but definitely
Huh? That is say usually he have all the answers. Michael, you got some answers? Clearly not. It's laundry day. Right? This is what he did. He went out in front of all them people and said, how long is you niggas gonna halt between two opinions? If Baal gonna be Elohim, then serve Baal. If Yahuwah gonna be Elohim, serve Yahuwah. Then all the prophets of Baal came out there and made damn fools of themselves. And he sat out there and mocked every last one of them as he ought to have done. And after that was done, and he showed proof that Yahuwah was the living Elohim, he killed all them niggas where they stood. You can read it on your own in the 18th chapter.
You know we made the fire come down too.
No, that photo in, that was somebody else. That was for Ahab messengers.
Okay.
They wanted to come talk to him. Then they said, if I be a man of God, then let that fire come down and kill you then, nigga. And there they was. Yeah, take that upstairs. Always running off like you on board. That's what Bird used to do. Bird definitely used to hit that. You are not the father. Take off. I'm talking about running away, just like, and not just like a regular chick, but like one of the fat hoes be on board, and the cameraman can't keep up with him. Shoot, that's how he was running. Shoot, not that he big. I'm talking about he was running like the fat hoes on board that the doggone cameraman can't keep up with. Cause you wasn't keeping up with Bird, bro. That nigga be out of there.
All right.
That nigga hit that. That boy gone. Am I lying though? Y'all know I ain't lying. Especially if he can start from in here. He get him a good running start. Boy, that boy been perfected that because he perfected that run on the west side. Come on back to Psalm 69 real quick, like though. I didn't want you to look at eating me up. And of course, that is a call. And that's to burn up, to devour, to consume with fire, to be wasted, to be destroyed. You got Aleph, Kaf, and Lamad. So that's very, very simple. Aleph, Kaf, and Lamad. So y'all think y'all over there to make fans or you over there to pay attention? You let me know. Enlighten me. Instruct me in what you're supposed to be doing. Because it seems like y'all over entertaining yourselves. Is that what you're doing? You entertaining yourselves? Don't tell me no story. Be honest with me, please. So should you be entertaining yourselves or should you be paying attention? So that means that you deem what we're doing is unworthy of your attention and your entertainment. Is that what you're telling me? Yes, that's what you're telling me because your actions told me that. So I would like for you to cease and desist from what you're participating in and conduct yourselves as you're supposed to. You got Aleph, Kaf, and Lamad. I can understand that one out. That's what you're gonna have to be. If you're gonna be burned up. Remember, we were talking about burning up a couple weeks back. In regards to that Luke 12, that Genesis 15, and that Deuteronomy 32. If you recall, fire had been kindled. But he was on fire for his wife. And remember a few weeks back, we talked about what? The spirit of jealousy of the husband. See, a man is going to be jealous over his wife. You find a man who's not jealous over his wife, I'll find you a man who doesn't love his wife. See, we ain't talking about the jealousy as forth as y'all going to be thinking about it like, oh, why you talking to this nigga and all that extra stuff? He's jealous over his wife because, see, this is a part that doesn't get pushed in this country anymore. You become that man's property. You're his possession. That's why men become jealous over their wife. Because at the end of the day, we could take it in ancient times and we could take it in modern times. In ancient times, that man's family paid a dowry, so they paid for that woman. See, now, in modern times, you go down there to get a marriage license, who gonna pay for it? So that man gonna pay for it. So therefore, he purchased you. Because you ain't gonna pay for it. You ain't even thinking, reach in your pocket and grab their credit card to pay for it. Not $1, not nothing. Like we just listened, and I told you before, we just listened to this way they had this conversation. He was like, you can have all these women make all this money, and they can make all the money that they want to make, but still in their innate nature, they want a man to pay all the bills. And this woman make $100, $150, $200, $300,000, $2-3 million a year, and she still want that man to pay all the bills. So then at that point, your money is absolutely useless. Because you made all that, and you still want the man to pay all the bills. Because you can't go against your own nature. You don't want to take care of no grown man. You know what I'm talking about? You don't want to do it. You don't want to. You do not want to fund a grown man's life. You don't want to buy his clothes. You don't want to buy his vehicles. You don't want to pay for him to have nowhere to stay. You don't want to do none of that. But yet you have poured all your energy into accumulating as much resources as, not all women, but truth be told, it's only a small percentage. They just be on the internet capping like they get money like that. Most of those ain't getting nothing, but ran through and cheap liquor. You know what I'm talking about? And bad weed and weave. I mean, you find that out. Like, y'all know who Eartha Kitt is?
Catwoman.
All right, yeah. You know what I'm talking about? No, he did a video, but I forgot about it. She's been dead for a long time. You know what I'm saying? But she was just talking about how she was talking about, to get a man, I gotta conform, and she just went to laughing. And she died at about 90 years old with nobody but her daughter. She had all that bread, she had this, that, there, and the third, and all you had was your daughter. But your daughter had a husband. You know what I'm talking about? Are you looking like that by Eartha Kitt?
That's the lady on Boomerang. Oh, that's her.
She was in Boomerang.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was in Boomerang.
That look kind of weird.
Yeah, she was talking about Marcus.
Yeah. My goodness.
She was old.
She was about 60 years old then. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what y'all doing? Y'all clearly want to get slapped. Clearly you do. No, you do. Y'all be playing. Y'all think somebody playing with y'all. So you don't respect the grace. So come on over here so I can slap you in the face. Come on. You don't want that? Because I don't know why you niggas playing by the toilet. What type of grown men play by the toilet? They waiting on the toilet. He just got bucked. Muffin Man and Bird. Tubby Man was on the scene, but he wasn't participating. He said, I got to use the bathroom. I ain't got time to play with y'all. So, when you say that Aleph, Kaf, and Lamad, you can sit back and you can see the strength of the subduing of the shepherd. This is what consumed him. What is his strength? That's the faith of the shepherd consumed him, because the zeal of his house has eaten him up. You understand? He desired to do this. Remember what it said in Luke 24? Dang, Sean said that's all he remembers is Marcus. That's what you're known for in that movie. You know what I'm saying? You have to remember, he said it behooved Mashiach that he would suffer. So he had a desire. His faith predicated that this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to die for this house. Let's finish John chapter 2 and then go to 1 Corinthians chapter 3. And then we can return back to 1 Chronicles 29. We stopped in verse 17, if I'm not mistaken. Well then, John 2 and 17. And his disciples remembered that it was written, the zeal of your house have eaten me up. Then answered the Yahudim and said unto him, what sign show unto us, seeing that you do these things? Yahushua answered and said unto them, destroy this temple, and in 3 days I will raise it up. The Yahudim then said to Yahudim, 46 years was this temple in building. Will you rear it up in 3 days? But he spake of the temple of his body. When therefore he was risen from the dead, his disciples remembered that he had said this unto them, and they believed the scripture and the word which Yahushua had said. Now, of course, Now, this is why I want you to be able to use your deductive reason skills. You don't have to overthink this one here. He said, when he was risen from the dead, the disciples remembered this was said unto them and believed the scripture and the word which Yahushua said. Where did they believe the scripture? Where can you get your evidence to say they believe the scripture on top of when he said what he said? That's the easy part, because he's talking about what he said to him right here in John. So you cancel that part out. I want you to pay attention. This should be your context clues. When therefore he was risen from the dead, they remember that he said this unto them, and they believed the scripture and what the master said. So when did they get the opportunity to believe the scripture? Where is that located? What scripture did they believe? Can you even pinpoint the scripture that they believe? Is that even there? How can you answer this question? You look confused and baffled. No.
So like what specific scripture?
I'm just asking, do you got something that you could tell me? And clearly, if he's saying when he was risen from the dead, that means this has to be a conversation that was had in the New Testament and the New Testament alone. Because remember, it said when he was risen from the dead, they remember what he said, and then they believe the script and believe what he said unto them. The latter part, what he said unto them, is canceled out because he said it unto them right there. Luke 20. Definitely not in Luke 20. Where it says they believe the scripture. You got to ascertain when did the disciples even get scripture to believe that he was raised from the dead.
Like after he raised, when he started at
Yeah, because that ain't doing nothing. That ain't doing nothing. Little Muffin, you gonna fall. You gonna fall.
sit down when you sit.
Yeah, you gonna fall. And John? No, John what? I mean, it's 21 chapters in John.
He opened their eyes.
That's sufficient. He ain't saying it like it with confidence. You were 4 chapters off. It's in Luke 24.
22.
I can't tell you it's Luke 20. It ain't Luke 20.
It's 24, 44.
24, 4. You said Luke 20. It ain't Luke 20. Yeah, if you'd have said Luke 24, I'd have gave you a little leeway. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't say, yeah, it's Luke 20. Then we just went to Luke 20. Ain't nothing there. But now the point is, remember, he opened up the script. He said, beginning at the law of Moses, and in the Psalms and in the prophets, he expounded. So this is when they were able to get the scripture that they believed. That's why I say the second part was canceled. Your key component to know where they got it at is that after he was risen from the dead, because you should have remembered from John 20, they didn't know that the scripture said he was raised from the dead. So they had nothing to base that on when he made that statement. That's why I mentioned that. That's your clue right there. When he was risen from the dead, that was your clue. Shoot, that's in the New Testament. You know what I'm saying? Can't be nowhere else. Let's continue. Oh, we through that. 1 Corinthians chapter 3. What you over there talking about, little muffin? Little muffin. 1 Corinthians chapter 3. Let's see what verse I want. You can pick it up at verse 9, I suppose. He said, for we are laborers together with Elohim. You are Elohim's husbandry. You are Elohim's building, according to the mercy of Elohim, which is given unto me as a wise master builder. I have laid the foundation, another build thereon. But let every man take heed of how he build thereupon. For other foundation can no man lay that is laid, which is Yahushua HaMashiach. Now, if any man build upon this foundation gold, silver, precious stone, wood, hay, stubble. And we're going to look at that in a moment. Because you're going to see that in 1 Chronicles 29, that's some of the stuff that people offer. Wood, gold, hay, stubble, to build upon that house. Every man's work shall be made manifest, for the day shall declare it. Because it shall be revealed by fire, and the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is. So what do y'all think that means when he say that the fire is going to try every man's work? No, when he say he telling you that the fire is going to try every man's work, that means that everything that anybody do, he's going to try the reins, and you're going to see what manner of work it is. So he got to take it to the fire. You know what I'm talking about? Matter of fact, pause. James chapter 1, if you would. Y'all having a hard night tonight, ain't you, children? That's unfortunate for all of you. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not James. It's Peter. It's 1 Peter chapter 1. My fault. 1 Peter chapter 1. That's my fault. See, they think it's a game. See, it ain't no game. Oh, it's chapter 4. Chapter 4. My bad. Chapter 4. 1 Peter chapter 4. Pick it up at verse 12. Yes, this is to see how you react under pressure. But not even just under pressure. I mean, at the end of the day, you have certain materials that you can put fire on, and they can still be there after the fire is through with it. And you got some things that if you set fire on, it won't be there anymore. Remember what he told you that Hamashiach would come to do? He said he come to baptize you with the Ruach HaKodesh and with fire. You know what I'm talking about? So when he come and put that fire on you, see, hold on. Let me talk to you in Malachi then. Let me talk to you in Malachi chapter 3 before I read this 1 Peter chapter 4. Let me talk to you in Malachi then. Maybe that'll help you out a little bit. We didn't talk about this the other day. Ain't this around the time y'all boy when you know soap, understand? He only laughed one left from that story, so that's why he got the hold out. I wasn't on none of that. I won't blame. I was a little nigga, you crazy. You wash your underwear? Your nuts smell like God knows what. Malachi 3 and 1. What? But you know the sad part is, not that nigga espoused it, but it was somebody who took the time to go through the text and come up with that and then share it with others. You know what I'm talking about? That's the bad part. I can see you fresh in, you don't really know no word. Like you like, well, that's what we supposed to do. You like, I'd be like, yeah, I hear you. I'm gonna take me a shower though. You know what I'm talking about? But the fact that somebody took the time to look another man in the face and say, yeah, bro, you shouldn't use no soap. Nigga, what? Don't use no deodorant. Now, see, you done lost your mind. Because I don't know what type of God you talking about, but I don't think he with none of this here.
What was it like?
I don't even remember the story, man. That junk just really only came to mind because it just really just came to mind. I ain't thought about that junk in a long time. I don't even remember the detail.
A lot of Africans.
I know. Yeah, a lot of them don't bathe. That's why they smell like that. I ain't on that. Yeah, that. Malachi 3 and 1. Behold, I will send my messenger, and he shall prepare the way before me. The Lord, whom you seek, shall suddenly come to his temple, even the messenger of the covenant, whom you delight in. Behold, he shall come, saith Yahuwah of hosts. Behold, but who may abide in the day of his coming when he appeareth? He is like a refiner's fire and a fuller's soap. Well, let's take a look at, because we did talk about the fuller's soap not too long ago. Let's look at the refiner. You should remember refiner. That is saraf. Remember, refine is to smelt. Most importantly, to test. Sod, rosh, and pay. So when you're looking at that, you know that Yahushua, the way of Yahushua is the word. The word is the way. And the way is Yahushua, however you want to take it. So he's going to test you to see what manner of work that is. That's your word for refiners. When you turn around and you look at fire, of course, you know that is Ish, Ain, Aleph, and Shan. You know what I'm talking about? You could be consumed by the strength. Because that's what's going to happen with that fire. You get consumed by the strength. Now we turn to fuller's soap. Fuller's is kabaz. That is something that is washed. To be washed out. To be washed by treading. a wash and kabas. I didn't give you the characters for it. I'm sorry. Kabas, you're going to have your kaf, ba, and samak. And, of course, you know that for soap, it's borith, soap, alkai used in washing, vegetable, alkai, whatever the case may be. So he said he shall sit as a refiner and a purifier of silver. Well, let's take a look at purifier. So now you see what the fire is for. Remember, he said, I counsel you to buy gold and me tried in the fire that you might be rich. See, there's a difference of have you allowed the word to try your heart, or have you just made modifications? And then when you get placed in certain situations, do you react and behave the same? You know what I'm talking about? See, if you get put in the same type of situation and get the same type of reaction, you know what I'm talking about? Then you haven't actually changed. You're still the same. Of course, we got the same for refiner. Purifier is tahar, which is to be clean and to be pure. He shall purify the sons of Levi and purge them as gold and silver, that they may offer unto Yahuwah offering in righteousness. Then shall the offering of Yahuwah in Jerusalem be pleasant unto Yahuwah, as in the days of old, as in the former years. Now, Saran put that Sirach up there. You know, gold tried in the fire. This, that, there, and the third. Men in adversity. But also, we're not just talking about adversity. In the First Corinthians, he talking about trying to fire so it can be shown what type of work you're doing. See, let's come back to 1 Corinthians 3. You'll take a look at that. Well, let me get to 1 Peter 4. I'm sorry. 1 Peter 4 and 12. Then come the adversity part in the Peter. You know what I'm talking about? Brahma. What you doing? 1 Peter 4 and 12. Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened to you. But rejoice in so much as you are partakers of Mashiach's suffering, that when his esteem shall be revealed, you may be glad also with exceeding joy. If you be reproached for the name of Mashiach, blessed are you, for the ruach of esteem and of Elohim rest upon you. And on their part, he is evil spoken of, but on your part, he is esteemed. So again, this is an aspect of it, because again, he's talking about the zeal of the house is eating them up. That's passion. We already see that because you had a Sean in there for the purpose of consuming. For you to be able to dwell in the house, when we go back to look at that word, talking about palace. Because you say that you want to dwell in this tabernacle for when? Forever. That is what your desire is to do. Let's return to 1 Corinthians chapter 3. What they doing to that baby? So remember, we're in verse 13 of 1 Corinthians chapter 3. Every man's work shall be made manifest, for the day shall declare it. Well, what is that day? It's the day of Yahuwah. You understand? Because he said the day of Yahuwah is going to be a fire. And it's going to manifest every man's work. He said, and it shall be revealed by fire, and the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is. If any man's work abide which he built thereupon, he shall receive a reward. So if after the fire come through and you can stand and it abides, then you're going to get the kingdom. He said, if any man's work shall be burned, he shall suffer a loss, but he himself shall be saved, yet so as by fire. Now this would tie into, now the fire come through, you done took a loss. What have you lost? You've lost your desires. You've lost your own way and your own thoughts, but yet you'll be saved because the fire has consumed what you have done previously. That's why he say he'll try you by what? By the Ruach HaKodesh and with fire. Because some people, your works got to get burnt up. Some people works don't get burned. That means if your works don't burn, that means they remain. If they remain, that means your sin remain. That means you're going to hell. He said, know you not that you are the temple of Elohim and that the Ruach of Elohim dwell in you. See, we came here because what did Chronicles say? The temple is not, the palace is not for man, but for who? Yahuwah. The body is not for man, but for Elohim. If any man defile the temple of Elohim, him shall Elohim destroy. For the temple of Elohim is Kadash, which you are. Let's return back to 1 Chronicles 29. First Chronicles 29. I'll read verse 1 again. Furthermore, David the king said unto all the congregation, Solomon, my son, whom Elohim have chosen, yet is young and tender. The work is great, for the palace is not for man, but for Yahuwah Elohim. So you have to remember that your body is not for man, it's not for you, it's for Yahuwah. Now I have prepared with all my might for the house of my Elohim the gold for the things to be made of gold, and silver for the things of silver, and brass for the things of brass, and iron for the things of iron, and wood for the things of wood, onyx stones and stones to be set, glistering stones and of diverse colors, all manner of precious stones and marble stones in abundance. Come to 2 Timothy, if you would. You can pick this up at 2 Timothy. I'll run it all the way down from verse 14. 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 14. Of these things put them in remembrance, charging them before the Lord, that they strive not about words to no profit, but to the subverting of the hearers. Study to show yourself approved unto Elohim, a workman that need not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth, but shun profane and vain babblings, for they were increased under more unfaithfulness. And their word will eat as a doth of a canker, of whom Hymenaeus and Phidias, or Philtius, who concerning the truth have erred, saying that the resurrection is past already, and overthrow the faith of some. Nevertheless, the foundation of Elohim stands sure, having this seal: the Lord know them that are his. And let everyone that name the name of Mashiach depart from iniquity. Now remember, right? He said, I know mine, because mine hear my voice and they follow me. See, that's a hard pill. I remember it's a girl I came up with, man. And it's somebody she used to rock with. She wanted to get on the word so bad. That nigga dead now. Somebody stabbed her to death about 2-3 years ago. I don't know. He liked to beat women. I think that big hoe said shoot. Bumped this junk. Stabbed that nigga. You know what I'm talking about? But I had to tell her, I ain't making that up. It's dead serious. Nigga really got stabbed to death out there in Paxton. Messing with a big linebacker looking chick, man. You know what I'm talking about? That's why you leave the big girls alone, because the big girl gonna shoot your face. Yeah, they might be, but then some of the big girls, they ain't with it. She's gonna go in that back, get that old night, whole night. Look at Shawty like, yo, I'm gonna cut me a nigga. I'm Haitian. That's what we do. Mm-hmm. Man, thank the Lord, because if the Lord ain't get you, you might have been back around here cutting chicken's head off, sprinkling blood in the backyard.
Oh, yeah, right, boy.
That's how they look like. I would never. My hands would have to get dirty. That's how she looking like. What? Touch an animal? Ugh. I barely want to touch pre-cut chicken. Damn. It's slimy. I don't like that. That's rough. But no, I would tell her she would lie. I say, man, he don't belong to the Lord. She was like, don't say that. We all belong to God. I said, who told you that? Because he didn't tell you that. And this somebody, she done grew up in the church and we want to talk all this stuff. I be studying about. That's what we were doing when I got called the case, go to prison, reading out that doggone book, question to ask a Hebrew Israelite and cross-referencing it against the script. I say, baby, that man don't belong to the Lord. He don't want to hear no word. I say, Bump just doing it. He don't even want to hear it. You know what I'm talking about? Before you even get to the point of somebody trying to put their hand to the plow, he don't even want to hear it. I say, baby, you don't belong to the Lord. You can't say that. Shoot, I ain't got to say it. I let the Lord tell it to you. He said, I told you once before, and you heard me not. So he said, you not as my flock as I said unto you. She's sitting there looking stupid. You know what I'm talking about? So what you looking stupid for? I tell you what it is. If they don't hear it, that means they don't belong to him. What you want me to do? Tell you that somebody belong to a man that he don't want? I done had plenty of conversations with many people. They be like to say they want somebody to get it. Man, that man say, can you make straight what he done made crooked? Well, you can't do nothing with somebody this man say he don't fool with. You know what I'm talking about? And you can take that, I mean, you can feel how you want to feel about it, You know what I'm saying? But I can't do nothing but take the man at his word. And he don't fool with you. He don't fool with you. What you want me? You know what people want you to do? Lie to him. The Lord can redeem him.
Smooth.
I remember somebody told me like they say we all got the Holy Ghost. I say no, baby. I say everybody got the breath of life. I say everybody don't got no Holy Ghost, no, baby. That's a gift for those who believe. You know what I'm talking about? But there's a lot of people that feel that way. Everybody, God's Spirit's in everybody. See, you making stuff up to make yourself feel better at night. No, man. That's why the book say we ain't supposed to be like others who ain't got no hope. I'm telling you something, right? I tell you this like this here, right? See, women that jump might be different. Once a man lose hope, well, he don't want to live no more. You know what I'm saying? That jump different. See, hope is expectation. If a man feel like that there's no hope for him, they have that's whether they kill themselves or just quit. You know what I'm talking about? See, y'all don't know that. See the men a couple years back when we was out there in that field, that's what they were telling y'all boys. But them boys lost hope and said, bump this jump. You know what I'm talking about? Now they sitting back looking at their life like, hey, boy, don't be like me, boy. You know what I'm saying? See again, like I said, I tell y'all that because, see, you ladies, y'all got safety nets, man. This is what these people were talking about in this conversation, right? They were saying, why don't women really be concerned with things that don't immediately affect them? They were talking about like world events. And they were looking at the fact that men have foresight and women have insight. You know what I'm talking about? Meaning that a woman is only going to look at a matter and how it directly affects her and the people who she is concerned with. Where a man can look at something and see stuff 5, 10, 15 years down the line. Y'all minds don't work like that. You know what I'm talking about? That's why when y'all have conversations, y'all look at stuff, y'all want every single solitary minute detail. And men's minds don't work like that because I don't need all them details. Because I have to have a far overarching view. Because see, while you stuck on worrying about what's going to happen today, I got to worry about what's going to happen 6 months from now. Now, again, this is not a negative. You understand? This is just a difference of thought process. Do you ladies think that far in advance when you look at situations and circumstances? Are y'all thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the line? No, I didn't think so. But see, y'all get frustrated when the man does not want to dissect every single minute detail of a matter that you feel is of great importance. But the same token, when he's trying to explain to you something that is going to be overarching, that junk is well past the realms of your comprehension. You know what I'm talking about? Because you sitting there looking with a glazed look on your face like, nigga. So you telling me that when this happens right here, that in 3 years it's going to be like this? Nigga, I ain't going for none of that. And then when 3 years go by and you remember, dang, that nigga told me when this happened, that this was going to be a domino effect, and then this would happen. And you like, dang, that nigga told me that. Because you can't see that far down the line. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the man is for, to be able to see danger and problem and all this here long before you can see it. Because that's why y'all don't like to drive. Because you just want to ride by and look at the scenery. You know what I'm talking about? So that means you can't see none of the problems and all that done and right. He driving, he got to be aware of everything. He got to see that this stupid nigga 3 lanes up is driving like he want to crash. You know what I'm talking about? You sleeker. When y'all driving, y'all don't pay attention to none of that. You know what I'm talking about? You ain't sitting back looking at it like, what? That nigga driving like he finna crash. I'm finna hang back a little bit, or I'm finna go ahead of this nigga. You know what I'm talking about? All of them been in traffic, you done peeped the nigga like, oh no, this nigga here finna cause an accident, man.
Defensive driving, that's what they call it.
Yeah, that's what they call it, defensive driving. But that's just foresight. That ain't necessarily even being defensive. I can see it before it happened. I'm seeing it before it happened. You know what I'm talking about? Some of y'all niggas like when you were watching, what they call that movie? Oh, Final Destination. You seen it before it happened. Look at it. You're going to have nightmares. That movie scared me a little bit. And again, I'm just saying it is a difference. Because if you give a something that's an immediate effect, Y'all gonna dice that junk up every way to Sunday, man. You know what I'm talking about? You're gonna think of every scenario. Then you like to say, why this nigga don't care? I seen this, and this is gonna affect us like this here. Nigga, like, look here, man. That junk okay. Because after tomorrow, it ain't gonna matter. You know what I'm talking about? But I see it's got you a little strong. Now you trying to get me strong. You know what I'm saying? And I don't smoke reefer no more, so I ain't gonna be able to calm down. So just chill. But see, that's not again, this is not a negative. That's how you balance each other out. Would y'all like to have to look at stuff and plot and plan it out years in advance? You know what it is? That's what it's called leadership. And that's why women have no desire to be in any positions that calls for building, infrastructure, or anything of the sort. Because to build anything, you have to have foresight. You got to have it. You know what I'm saying? And again, that goes back to the point of wanting the power of leadership, but not the responsibility. Because the responsibility is something else. Because if everything go wrong, it's your fault, even if it ain't your fault. You know what I'm talking about? You're going to get all the blame. You know the crazy part, when it go right, y'all be ready to take all the credit. It wasn't for me. He wouldn't have been able to do none of that. Look at you. Look at you. But if I go broke tomorrow, I say, that nigga stupid. I told that nigga not to invest that money in there. I told him you ain't told this man nothing. You sat right there in the bed like this here, shoe. As long as I get my bills tomorrow, I don't care what you do. But see, that coming also in the support area. You know what I'm talking about? But that's another conversation. You feel like you had a lot of foresight when you were running them people business to see problems before they came. No, you didn't, because you told me the people ain't trained you properly. Which one was? Shalom. I ain't say that you had to find a way. I say because you see yourself having foresight to see problems before they happen. Not being reactionary, but being proactive. Because see, when you have foresight, you become proactive and not reactive. You know what I'm saying? See, when you don't see stuff coming, then you have to react. You know what I'm talking about? When you see it coming, that's why we were talking about not being ignorant of Satan's devices. Because see, when you ignorant of his devices, now you reactive. And if you reactive, that means you was looking me in my face and could not peep that the white cross was coming. So therefore, I done threw it. Now you got to react. It's too late. I done hit you in the jaw. Now I done hit you in the jaw. I can come right back with this nice doggone left hook to the gut. You know what I'm talking about? Now you crumple this way. I come back around, hit you right with this uppercut, and I can go ahead and go and finish you off. But if you're proactive, that means I seen your shoulder flinch just a tad, but I know it's coming. That's what makes Floyd the greatest. Not because he's the hardest puncher, but he's the greatest defensive fighter you've ever seen. So that means he's seen your punches before you saw them. So therefore, I can beat you to the punch and defeat you. Because contrary to popular belief, see, boxing is not about who can get beat up the most. It's about not getting hit. You know what I'm saying? See, y'all bloodthirsty. Y'all like to sit back and watch people pummel each other. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Yeah. But you had a nerve to talk about white people and they're animalistic. Look at you. You ain't learned that from them. You learned that from yourself. No, I'm just here to but see, that's because most people are not into boxing. You're into violence. There's a difference. You know what I'm saying? You want to see violence. Most people don't want to see a boxer. People only tuned in to see Floyd because they want to see somebody beat him. You know what I'm talking about? But that's because he created a persona. That's a whole other conversation. That's marketing genius. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I mean, him and Bernard Hopkins, two of the greatest fighters I ever seen. Well, them niggas ain't get hit. At least till he got old. Then he got hit a lot. Dead serious though. Because the objective is to not get hit. And it's the same with Satan. You supposed to see Satan coming. So you don't get hit. Because if you don't see him coming, that boy gonna come, he gonna catch you with that jab. Pop! And get you off balance with that jab. The next thing you know, them hooks coming. Then God forbid he got a Mike Tyson uppercut where you're leaving your feet. You ever seen Mike Tyson hit a nigga with an uppercut? Shoot, I haven't, because I watched some videos look like he ain't hit none of them niggas.
Sweat off niggas' brow.
I seen a couple he hit a nigga, but I seen a few. But boy, he ain't touched that man. Hey, one thing about boxing, that's mob influence. Boy, all that junk can be rigged and digged. You know what I'm talking about? When the mob is involved, See, y'all too young to know about teams point shaving, nigga throwing games. You know what I'm saying? And getting caught for it. I ain't saying they still ain't doing it. Because they might still be doing it.
How was you catching me?
Oh, some niggas ratted, but you could tell by niggas how they were playing with that point shaving. I don't know if y'all know what point shaving is. You know what it is?
Yeah, I thought that's one like it's a over and under and the nigga.
No, over and under different.
Oh,
Over and under is, let's say you watching a football game, the over under is 45, that the combined score gonna be 45. Point shaving is the line is 6. You know what I'm talking about? The score is 92-86. And then this nigga go purposely make a bucket for no reason so that the line be 4 points, and therefore they ain't cover the spread, and money go this way or money go that way.
Boy, niggas still up the line, 93%.
93 and brick it
And miss both of them.
on purpose. It's a lot of niggas who done brick, boy, and I'm like, boy, that nigga threw the game. This nigga point shaving. You know what I'm talking about?
That's what J.R. Smith did.
Definitely niggas believe J.R. Smith did it. Niggas believe that Nick Anderson did it against the doggone Bulls.
oh, when he put the pass.
Nah, I don't know.
No, he bricked 2 free throws.
Yeah, but that was real though.
Yeah, I bet it did.
So I don't know.
But look, he might have
He
walked
don't
to
be
the
getting
bank
paid
off
much for
that.
the betters, right?
He might have walked to
He
the
don't
bank
get
for
paid
that.
for the players.
No, I mean the player might get paid. It depends on how the mob get to him.
Big payday.
Yeah, depends on how
Look
the
at
mob
check.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, you know that's an exhibition fight. Saran said he watched the McGregor Floyd fight. He was like they were obviously pulling punch. That's an exhibition fight. He gonna play with it.
He done.
It's easy money. You know what I'm talking about? Dance around, play with him, because it's a real boxer. Like this is different, right? If nigga don't watch boxing, right? If you a real boxer, I don't care if you think you can fight. A real boxer gonna beat the brakes off you. You know what I'm talking about? He gonna beat the brakes off you. Because he gonna see your punch. You gonna telegraph your punches so plainly, this man gonna be moving out of the way. Pop, pop. And no matter if that nigga Floyd can't hit, he gonna hit harder than you. You talking about he can't hit compared to niggas who fight for a living. You know what I'm talking about? Versus a random nigga in the street.
Yeah, but like you said, he trained his game on not being hit, not hitting nigga the hardest.
He had always been like that though. When he was a pretty boy, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The money, he always had fought like that. That's how he was taught. And Bernard Hopkins fought the same way. You know what I'm saying?
Finish him.
Pop, pop. You like this here. You done threw a punch. He done slid out the way, hit you 3-4 times. Woo, you coming back. Pop, pop. You hit again. You like, hey, how this nigga keep hitting me? Yeah. And I'm telling you. And if you guard, why you think the text tell you put your arm up? Better have your defense on. Because that boy coming through. Pop, pop.
Put on the whole arm.
Put on the whole armor that you might be able to withstand the wiles of the devil. He's a crafty fighter. I didn't tell you. I didn't say he was a good fighter. I said he was a crafty fighter. There's a difference. So you got bum fighters, but they crafty. They've been at the game a long time. You know what I'm saying? So they got a little cunning, a little skill. They know how to exploit weaknesses. They ain't good when they fight the fighter. But if you mediocre or below average, you know what I'm talking about? You're going to get knocked out.
All you gotta do is play
Like
deep.
you said, oh,
Like
Cam
Nate
Robinson
Robinson
got the ball.
Yeah.
I have a couple. I know.
Yeah, he trash fighter now. You know what I'm saying? Because he don't have that much skill. Remember, I told you to say they ain't got no game. He ain't got much skill.
That's weird.
His skill is in the ability to maximize the skill that he does have. See, that's what most people mess up at, even just regular life. Screw Satan. You know what I'm talking about? You focus on what skills you may or may not have. You know what I'm talking about? Instead of maximizing the skills that you do have to be an asset to whomever you deal with. You know what I'm saying? Focus on what you're good at. Most, especially, unfortunately, a lot of women do it. Y'all focus on what you're not good at. What's the point of focusing on what you don't do good versus focusing on what you do good? And just do that. You know what I'm saying? You can deal with other stuff later. Then you have certain stuff. If it's in you, it's in you. You know what I'm talking about? Some stuff you can learn, but at the end of the day, if you just an unsubmissive, uncooperative woman, there's probably nothing you can do about that. If you just a weak buster nigga, shoot, might not be nothing you can do about that. You can be taught it, but some stuff, boy, it's either in you or it ain't. You know what I'm talking about? It's either in you or it ain't. It's either going to be meaning when the information and the instruction come, it's going to cultivate and activate what is already in you. Some people don't got that in them. You got some men that have no desire to do nothing other than to lay up with chicks and play mad in that do dirty house and eat up niggas' food and be content with wearing Jordans and white t-shirts from the gas station. Everybody know a nigga who like to wear Jordans and white t-shirts from the gas station. But you don't like to wear Jordans. Well, we go.
I ain't gonna lie, but I kill drugs.
Nah, I'm talking about you got some niggas who, like you have some niggas like I grab this here because I'm moving around, but then you got some niggas I'm the freshest nigga in the neighborhood fit. That's what they went up there for. I'm finna go get fresh, boy. I'm finna run up into the gas station, boy, get a pack of teas, boy. I just got these Jordans on, boy. I'm gonna kill these niggas tonight. Yeah, everybody knows somebody like that.
On the fly.
Somebody. Them dog Arab, no, but you know the worst part is them only in the Arab stores.
Oh yeah, you definitely can't get them nowhere else.
That disrespect us right there. Them know these niggas wear these white tees and these fake hats.
Yeah, the fake hats. They got the fake chains.
They got the fake chains.
Fake chains, selling fried chicken. These niggas don't even eat fried chicken. I'd be like, boy, these people don't care nothing about us, man. This ain't right. 2 Timothy chapter 2, man. I don't be liking that, John. Hey, it is. And the market is you niggas. Disrespect. Nigga, I don't like fried chicken, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? That's what I be wanting to tell them. So you think all niggas eat fried chicken, you punk bastard? You know what I'm talking about?
So do like it, baby. That's what they sure do like it.
Clearly, you got it in here. Nigga, this John nasty, nigga. Nigga, I had my homeboy, we was out there working on murder. Niggas definitely slid in that. Boy, I'm gonna get some gym real quick. Nigga, you niggas crazy. I don't know where that jumped from, man. We were right there on 13 for murder, man.
My boy Brandon, that's the best chicken.
That nigga
That boy ready to go over there. Big Grease behind, man. That's why that boy Grease.
he called it this morning.
Telling lies, huh? Far.
Wayne said you was looking for me, bro.
2 Timothy 2, man, 19. I ain't fooling with you niggas, man. I got lotion behind now.
You was looking for me, bro.
Nevertheless, the foundation of Elohim stands sure, having this seal. The Lord knows them that are his. And let everyone that name the name of Mashiach depart from iniquity. But in a great house there are not only vessels of gold and of silver, but also of wood and of earth. And some to honor and some to dishonor. And if a man therefore purge himself from these, he shall be a vessel unto honor, sanctified, and meet for the master's use, prepared unto every good work. Flee also youthful lust, but follow after righteousness, faith, love, shalom, with them that call on the Lord out of a pure heart. So again, you see this here, things that are meet for who? The master's use. We really read all of this because of the things contained in 1 Chronicles 29, where he stated that all the things that were in there, gold, silver, brass, iron, onyx stones, glistering stones, all of diverse colors, marble stones, all these things in abundance. And these things represent those that I will dwell in your tabernacle forever, because these are vessels that the master can use. See, one thing about Yahuwah like the best. He gonna give you the best too. You better go check them stones. He say gonna be in that kingdom. That man gonna give you the best. When you look at glistering, what we have right here, right? This is painted because it tell you it's eye cosmetic, antinomy, stidium, black paint. The word is puk, pay, ka. You can roll with it. Pay, and ka. It's used in a couple places, especially like when Jezebel put makeup on. Yeah, Jezebel, what a funky self. That's why they be around here telling y'all the doggone use a Jezebel. All that makeup on in your face. So that's what Jezebel was doing. Ain't y'all glad y'all don't mess y'all skin up with all that stuff no more? Because y'all were looking like damn fools. You were looking like you were ready to go to a funeral. Hey, what you laughing for? You must have put a lot of that stuff on your face. She said, oh no, my skin clear. I don't need that. Good. That's what she like. Makeup. Who? Huh? They ain't let you do that? Yeah, they say you won't come in here looking like a whore. Say, Grandma, why you want to get old and become a whore? And they said, that's it. That junk, that's forever funny. That nigga timed that junk perfectly. So that's it. All jokes aside, though, that junk bad for your skin. That junk don't no man like it. Well, we already had that conversation. We know y'all do that for yourself. Ain't no man like. Well, you see her makeup, what? Well, do you see how the foundation blend with the concealer? Ain't nobody talking like nigga don't care nothing about that. Man, niggas around here looking like hitting women who look like dogs in the face. So you think niggas care about some makeup? Well, you done seen some of these gorilla looking hoes who got kids, man. What if niggas don't care nothing about none of that?
You see what that boy did in Scary Movie? Go put that bag on.
Man, come on, what y'all got for me, man? Pay, ooh, and cough. I ain't fooling with y'all niggas no more. That black paint, man. Ain't fooling with y'all no more. But it's fair colors more specifically. Fair colors. That means these are stones that have been painted. Diverse colors, if you will. Because I didn't mention that part right behind it. Glistering stones of diverse colors. Y'all already know that. I've been told you that, man. No man don't care about none of that makeup. Then definitely don't care nothing about that weed.
Present the final word.
Present the final word. Now you know what that diverse colors is. That different colors. You know, I thought we were talking about with different colors. I can't remember. Yeah, we were talking about, and of course, you know that his coat of diverse colors was actually translated to what?
Linen shirt.
That linen garment. You know what I'm talking about? So what are these stones? 1 Peter chapter 2. Let's look at these stones with these diverse colors. You can pick it up at verse 1. Thank you, sir. Yeah, man, that's not that crazy. Like I said, boy, America do a number on you, man. That junk how you like this here, how you think about all type of stuff. You know what I'm talking about? Because America owns something, because I don't know what made these hoes start wanting to go get their booty done. You know what I'm talking about? You know, the white women had been get their face and their titties done, and all of a sudden now you got women, they want to get their booty lifted up. I get that with Instagram.
Yeah, I would say social media.
I don't think Nicki Minaj had a hand in that.
All the regular females.
I don't even think she had no hand. I think that was Instagram.
All the females before got regular.
I was listening to a podcast about that. So you can get you a new booty for 5 G's.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think that was Instagram. You see all them doggone women on there on Instagram, them models, and they get that money because I don't think no woman would in mass how they doing it would be moved just by Kim Kardashian. Been had that type of booty.
I would say it was social media, those filters and all that.
People who didn't have it, she had these. Like, you see the old pictures of them?
No, she did, but I mean, she did that for another reason. But I'm talking about the explosion of women. Like I've been here a couple years back, you know, to fix the flat booties and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm talking about? But actually going to the Dominican and going to Miami, I think Instagram got more to do with that. Cause I think a lot of these bras looking at, especially now with OnlyFans, they trying to monetize.
It's a return on
So they market it to working class, low income women too.
Oh,
Yeah, because they know black women stupid. You know what I'm saying? You're good and stupid because you got the lowest self-esteem of any race of women in the country.
Niggas got all that Trump money.
That's why I be laughing when women be talking about, I'm a queen. Baby, you ain't no higher than your man. And if your man at the bottom, guess where you at, baby? You down there with him. You know what I'm talking about? Because you down there with him.
down there.
I mean, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. You know what I'm talking about? But hey, man, you can't be, ain't no woman higher than a man. See, black women like to tell themselves that. Talking about black men don't make more money than white black women, or just by that much, man. Every man on the face of this country makes more doggone money than his woman. Black men make a good $10,000 to $15,000 more than they woman. Man, the black woman's average median income is just a tad bit over $30,000 a year, just a tad. But you know what I'm talking about? But see, the money don't make nothing because y'all carry too much debt. So I wouldn't care if you had $1 million. If you had $6.5 million worth of debt, you are financially irresponsible and a certified idiot.
The lady, she a lawyer. She said she had $300,000 in student loans.
Woo!
She paid $100,000 and she still owed $220 because of the interest.
Woo! That's a whole lot of niggas going to jail. See, she got to be a defense attorney. She can't live as no prosecutor.
She say she corporate, not corporate.
Oh, she and then the worst part is she corporate law, so she don't got her own practice, so she got a billable hour she got to break bread with. You know what I'm talking about? So it's gonna take her a while. She gonna have to do that and sell coochie.
Why she on YouTube talk about it?
That's why she on YouTube trying to pay off her debts. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just being honest though, man. Like, if your man is you can't be a queen if you say your man is this, that, there, and the third, because a woman can't elevate herself to queendom. The man got to elevate you to that. Because the only way you could be a queen after that is your daddy had to be one and he ain't had no sons. And if all the men trash, that means your daddy trash too, baby. So that means you down here in the gutter with your man. But we already done seen that. When you deal with liberal women believe black women are a separate class away from black people. They believe they over there. Oh, you looking crazy because you don't know. You got some liberal friends. I guarantee you they feel like they separate. No, I'm telling you, if they deal with anything that's woman-centric, this, that, and the third, that's a liberal woman. They hold any leanings, a girl power, black girl magic, stuff like that. That's a liberal woman. That's what I mean. That just is what it is. It's a social and political ideology. You know what I'm saying? And when you deal with, that's why they say black women are the most unprotected. And this, when they go to talking, they ain't talking about black people. They talking about them. You remember when that doggone girl got killed in Kentucky? They made it seem like the police kill black women every other day. Man, the police ain't killing no black women. They ain't killing no black women. That woman got shot because them niggas kicked in the door and her nigga went to shoot. They ain't coming and say, who's a plump black woman? Let's shoot her in the head. That's not what happened. She got hit in the crossfire. Whole year they talking about arrest Breonna Taylor's killers. You know what I'm talking about? When we should be saying we need to arrest some of you hoes because y'all done killed many a baby in your womb. Many. You got women like this here. You can't make decisions on a woman's body. Well, baby, that sperm that's in your womb ain't yours. That's not yours. You know what I'm talking about? See, this is the thing. This is a harsh reality. Women have the determination of two things. They determine who has sex and they determine who gets born. You know what I'm talking about? And that baby can be born whether that man wants to have that child or not. There's a lot of women that have sex with dudes and they know this dude ain't want to have no child. But you go ahead and let him hit raw. Now you mad with him because he ain't want to take care of the child. Well, you know this nigga ain't want to have no children with you when you let him hit you raw. You already knew that. You know what I'm talking about? So that's on you. They be like, well, what about him? He's a damn fool for going in you raw knowing he ain't want no children. But you could have stopped that. Because he can't get it unless he raped you. You know what I'm talking about? So that means you was with it. You know what I'm talking about? Now you mad because he don't want to do what he supposed to do. You already knew that. You know what I'm talking about? You already knew that. Or nigga be mad, they know this hoe ain't about nothing, and you hitting the raw, she get pregnant, she make your life a living hell. Well, nigga, you already knew that when you were messing with her. You should have left her alone. You should have took the vagina. You should have said, I'll pass. You know what I'm talking about? I got Pornhub and some lotion. I'll deal with that. I'm telling you that in the respect of it's better for you to go home and do that than to put your seed in a less valuable woman and have the hell that you're gonna have for the rest of your existence. And you know, some niggas be dumb enough and get the woman pregnant 2-3 times. You know what I'm talking about? Like you already knew this woman was crazy. She ain't care about you. She ain't about nothing. And you decided, you know what? One child wasn't enough. Let me give you 2 more. And then you crying to your homeboy, hey man, she be doing me dirty, bro. She got me on child support. Ain't nobody trying to hear that, nigga. Nigga been told you leave that girl alone. But now the booty was fat. You like the vagina. Yeah, well, deal with the pain. For real, I mean, this is stuff. See, y'all don't talk to each other like that. If one of your friends had a baby from a nigga like this, you ain't gonna tell him deal with the pain. Nigga gonna look at nigga in the face, be like, man, nigga, you dumb. I don't care. Stupid nigga. You know what I'm saying? Nigga told you 6 months ago, leave that hoe alone. You steady going around there messing with her. Nigga, you at least could have stopped that one baby. Your stupid behind got 3 kids from this hoe. And you crying. Nobody want to hear all that crying. You know what I'm talking about? Nobody want to hear all that crying. You want to come back crying every day about what she doing to you. Nobody want to hear that crap.
You ain't got a pee, boy.
What you say? Let's go. Come on back to 1 Chronicle 29. We're gonna wrap this up, man. We're in verse 3. He said, moreover, because I set my affection to the house of my Elohim, I have my own proper good of gold and silver. I have given to the house of my Elohim over and above all that I have prepared for the Kadash house. What do y'all think that means in relation to something that we just conversed about last week, if I'm not mistaken? Of course, when you have affection, you have ratzah. That is something that he found and determined to satisfy and to be pleased and to be acceptable. So when he say he set his affection on the house of Elohim, the house of his Elohim pleased him. And he said he gave over and above. Over and above here is mal. That is, again, that is on top of or above. But again, what do you think this means? He said he has set his house, set his affection to the house of Elohim and his own proper good of gold and silver, which he has given to the house of Elohim over and above that which he prepared for his own house. So when it say Kadash house, he talking about his own house. No, he did now, and that's what. See what the context of the Chronicle 29 is. This is before David's gonna pass away. So what he doing is he's because we might not get to the verse itself because I went through a lot of stuff. We might actually get to it, but it's about all the voluntary offerings that the people brought for the house. You know what I'm saying? That's the context of the chapter. You know what I'm talking about? And of course, then he's gonna go in and give a prayer, which is in line with what is quote unquote called the Lord's Prayer in Matthew, which is almost identical. You know what I'm talking about? But that's the context of it. But what I'm referencing here in this verse is what we were talking about in about when you give to the king has to outdo you. But also what we were talking about in there's a man who have great riches yet have nothing, and there's a man who maketh himself poor yet have great riches. Or also considering that Mashiach made himself poor that you might be made rich. So what David is expressing is that he gave more to the house or to Elohim or to his wife than he gave for himself. You know what I'm saying? See, Yahushua gave more to us than what he gave to himself. Or come over here to Acts. I want to say it's Acts 22. Let me make sure. Oh, Acts 20, actually. I pick it up at 28. Acts 20 and 28. We got to hurry up and get off here, man. You all right, Muffin Man? You got to use the potty? Huh? Is somebody in there? Take him upstairs. He look like he's going to pee on himself.
And came
Hey, come on. He came out of there. Let him get in there. He looked like he's finna pee on himself. Take heed, therefore, unto yourselves and to all the flock over which the Ruach HaKadosh have made you overseers, to feed the house of Elohim, which he hath purchased with his own blood. For I know this, that after my departing shall grievous wolves enter in among you, not sparing the flock. Also of your own selves shall men arise, speaking perverse things to draw away disciples after them. Therefore, watch and remember that by the space of 3 years I cease not to warn everyone night and day with tears. And now, brethren, I commend you to Elohim and the word of his mercy, which is able to build you up and to give you an inheritance among them which are sanctified. I have coveted no man's silver or gold or apparel. Yet ye yourselves know that these hands have ministered unto my necessities and to them that were with me. I have showed you all things, how that so laboring you ought to support the weak, and to remember the words of the Lord Yahushua, how he said it, it is more blessed to give than to receive. And that take you back to when he said, I did not come to be served, but I came to serve and to make my life a ransom for many. because it's better. And this is what David was manifesting and dealing with the temple. It was more blessed for him to give to Elohim than to be concerned about what he was going to receive from Elohim. So that's one of the elements when you look in the text of those who led the people. They ain't sit back and say, let me get some money, let me get some money, let me get some money. You know, some dudes, they be preaching the word and they be wanting money and they try to say little stuff to get the people to send them some money and this, that, there, and the third versus, hey, man, we just gonna get out here and get it. You know what I'm talking about? And sit back and show that, taking that what I do have to be able to minister to those who don't have. That's why he say him that steal, doesn't steal no more. And that's why he say if a man don't work, he don't eat, so that he might be able to do something for those who ain't got. Because that's the point. I go back to the oneness of the body and this, that, there, and the third. You know, some dudes be like, everybody got to live on the same land. You ain't got to do all that. Because guess what? If you a wicked nigga on the same land, you're going to be a wicked nigga separate. If you don't care about a nigga when you get some money, man, and to look out for a nigga and you know he down bad, nigga, all y'all stand on the compound ain't going to make you do it. You know what I'm saying? Because he said he preferred a chill forgiver. So if you got to give and let everybody know you gave, see, I hate with niggas like that. Always talking about what they done gave to another brew and this, that, nigga. That junk can make me call you words, make a nigga want to fight. You know what I'm talking about? Because that junk unnecessary. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all right here, tearing stuff up. It's Sade. She did it. You can't even spell that. Spell it then. You weren't ready for that? I know that. That's what you supposed to do. Accusations, nigga. You did. Oh, she say I'm self-validated.
Yo, she real G with that one. She real G with that one.
That nigga real Haitian. That's what Haitians do. That nigga might be a real soul. Come on back over here to Chronicle, though, man. But yeah, that's the point of that, right? So that he gave to Yahuwah more than he gave to himself. See, that's what's mentioned in the Haggai. That you eat, but you're not full. You drink, you clothe, but you're not warm. You make money, but put him in a bag with holes. And he say, consider your way. Because what he was talking about was the house of Yahuwah laid waste, but you spending all your money on your house and everything you got, and you ain't broke bread with him. And he the one who allowing you to get the bread you getting. That's why he let you stay broke. Or let you continue to be like, dang, boy, I just had all this money and it's gone. Yeah, that's why he do that. Because he like you telling him, screw you. Remember, we just talked about this the other week when it came to you giving it. He owned everything. We just had a conversation years ago. The paper money you got, what is made from? Cotton. And where cotton come from? The ground. Come from Yahuwah. That Yahuwah's on. So dudes be like this here. Tithing ain't money. Tithing is cotton, boy. You giving that man the natural resources that belong to him. If we were dealing with coins, you're dealing with gold or silver or precious metals. So you wouldn't be doing nothing but giving to Yahuwah what is here. You can see Yahuwah get these niggas all the way around the board because he already know what they were gonna do. Tithing with greens and this, that, there, and the third. Well, it's cotton, nigga. Come up off them crops. You know what I'm talking about? Come up off them crops. And boy, these boy treasure fiat currency, man. Little fiat. Verse 4 though. Even 3,000 talents of gold. This is 1 Chronicles 29. The gold of Ophir, 7,000 talents of refined silver to overlay the walls of the houses. The gold for things of gold, the silver for things of silver. All manner of work to be made by the hand of the artificers, who then is willing to consecrate his servant this day unto Yahuwah. So we're going to visit this here tomorrow, because if you're going to dwell in the tabernacle, you're going to have to be willing to consecrate yourself to this service. Consecrate yourself to it. Consecrate here. That's my lay. You know what I'm talking about? That's to be accomplished. Who's going to have the fullness and the abundance? Who's going to be filled? Who's going to be armed, but also to consecrate? We just talked about that word not too long ago. Service should be abide, but let's make sure. Right. Let's get willing first. Willing is nadab. That means to make willing, to volunteer. And there we go. To offer what? A free will offering. Who's willing to offer themselves of their own volition? Nobody asked you to. Nobody's moving you to, but you're willing to do it. Little Bible study.
I was just like,
Silly.
Yeah, my work here is Melachah, your occupation, your work, your business. Let's continue on. He said that in the chief of the fathers and the princes of the tribes of Yasharal, captains of thousands and of hundreds with the ruler of the king's work, offered willingly. Offered willingly again is Nadab. And gave for the service of the house of Elohim 5,000 gold 5,000 talents, 10,000 drams, silver 10,000 talents, and the brass of 18,000 talents, and 100,000 talents of iron. You know what that sounds like? That sounds like a building fund. You know, we done went through that in the law. I'm just telling you to say, because you know they be clowning them Christians, man. That's what that sounds like. And they with whom had precious stones were found, gave them to the treasure of the house of Yahuwah by the hand of Janel the Gershonite. Then the people rejoiced, for they that offered willingly, because with the perfect heart they offered willingly to Yahuwah, and David the king also rejoiced with great joy. See, this is what a lot of times a lot of people forget about. If you give something to Yahuwah, and perfect here is Salem, so you know that that's your complete, safe, perfect, whole, covenant of peace, covenant of mind. I mean, they gave that with a good peace of mind, knowing that they were given to Elohim. And of course, willingly again is Nadab. And see, that's the difference. These men understood whatever you get to Yahuwah, he gonna give you that much, much greater on the back end. Remember what he told you about making your feasts and giving to the poor? He said you'll get rewarded on the resurrection of the just. See, most of us want to get a reward right now. I lent you $40. I want my $40. You know what I'm talking about? No, you see, but I always been like that before the word. I don't loan nobody nothing. I'm gonna give it to you. If you pay me back, fine. You don't, I ain't mad at you because I never had no expectation or anticipation of you paying me back. See, you niggas get upset because y'all niggas be lending money to people that you can't afford to give. You know what I'm talking about? Then you give it, then you get mad at them because they ain't paid you back. Nigga, you should have said, I ain't got it. Ain't no principle. Now, see, the principle is you're not living by godliness. You worry about where's my repayment. He said, give and seek for nothing again. He said, don't even ask about it. Don't even step to a nigga door about it. But before I even know the word, because I look at it in two fashions. See, we learned that from the Brontail. Well, if I give this nigga $20, he don't pay me back. I mean, I came off cheap. It only cost me $20 to get you out my life. Why would I be upset? I'm not finna chase no nigga down about no money, man. You know what I'm saying? Unless we did business. Then I'm going to ask you about my money. You know what I'm talking about? But if we ain't did no business, mean I render the service, I render the product, and you have not compensated me for services rendered, yeah, we're going to have a problem. But if you talking about, bro, I need $100. If I got it, I'm going to give it to you. I ain't going to be like, well, you going to pay me my money back and set all them terms? Yeah, I got your brother. I'm not finna ask you about them $100 because I gave it to you. If you pay it back, if you come to me and say, bro, I'm going to pay you this $100 back, and you don't, that just reflects poorly on your character. But I never anticipated, because you didn't know that I gave it to you. Because I'm not going to come and tell you I gave you this $100. You know what I'm talking about? I gave you that. Don't, one thing for certain, don't lend what you can't afford to lose. You know what I'm talking about? You can't afford to lose it, don't give it. Because then you ain't going to be mad. I need to be mad because you like this here, man. I get that nigga $60. I needed them. He told me you were going to get my $60 back on Friday, but I needed that, man. I need to pay this over here. Nigga ain't gave my money yet. Now you walk around here mad. Because you know you ain't had them $60. I needed that, man. Hey, you know what I'm talking about? Oh, man.
Unsubscribe.
Woo! Yeah, like my dog told me that. Nigga say, bro, I'll work a couple days for free. I'm like, work a couple days for free for what? Shoot, I'm looking out for you, man. If I wanted it back, I just would have done it. Shoot, you still be sitting there looking great. You know what I'm talking about? You got to pay me back nothing. And I'll tell you that's what people get upset about. Because, yeah, you shouldn't. Like I say, now, and the word tell you that. The word say, let me show it to you, because you're looking at me like you don't know what I'm talking about. Luke chapter 6.
You always in the front. Exactly. Always be looking crazy. Fix your face.
I'm gonna let the Lord tell you. I'm gonna let the Lord take. I'm gonna let the Lord take. Oh, I'm telling you now, the Lord told you this here. Now you take it up with him. Luke chapter 6 now. That's all I can tell you. I can't tell you no more than that. I can't tell you what to do. I let the Lord tell you what to do. I can't tell you what to do. Luke 6 and 32. For if you love them which love you, what thank have you? For sinners also love those that love them. And if you do good to them, which do good to you, what thank have you? For sinners also do even the same. And if you lend to them of whom you hope to receive, what thank have you? For sinners also lend to sinners to receive as much again. But love your enemies and do good and lend, hoping for nothing again, and your reward shall be great. You shall be the sons of the highest, for he is kind unto the unthankful and to the evil. Be you therefore merciful as your Abba also is merciful. Judge not, and you shall not be judged. Condemn not, and you shall not be condemned. Forgive, and you shall be forgiven. And give, and it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, shall men give into your bosom. For with the same measure that you meet withal, it shall be measured to you again. So that's what he told you. He told you, lend, and don't even, like they said, no, he said don't even step to their door, because he said he'll pay you back. If they don't do it, he gonna do it. See, we be worried about that person doing it and not looking at, he knew that you lent it. He knew they didn't pay it. You steady tuck on the principle. See, this is the thing. Don't give a nigga something you can't stand to lose. It ain't even no lie, because I don't care if you gave it back, because I gave it to you. You know what I'm talking about? So at the bare minimum, your credit bad. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not gonna give you no money no more. But at the same token, though. But I understand y'all women, y'all ladies get upset. Y'all be like, this funky hoe ain't paying my money. You know what I'm talking about? Bald-headed hoe. You know what I'm talking about? I already know how y'all roll. Y'all be like, I can't stand that phone. Look, you be walking with your home, you see that hoe right there? That funky hoe owed me $60. Hoe ain't paid me back yet. You know what I'm talking about? I know that what y'all do. Y'all be walking around, this hoe still ain't paying me, man. Look at her, got a new weave in. I know that's a new set. Look at them nails. And she got rhinestones. I snapped them rhinestones off of her. Yeah, I already know it. Woo! Nisha look like in her day. She'd have stepped to him. So dang, hope you got new nails, ain't got my money. But be careful, that girl pull a knife out.
Yeah.
I already know, man.
Right on her cheek.
And you know, women don't forget nothing. Nigga gonna be looking at, man. Now nigga be like this here, hey nigga. So you around here like it'd be different like a nigga moving around, but nigga like, boy, you buy new cars, boy? You know what I'm saying? But that'd be dope money though. Nigga like this here, boy. So you gonna run off on the pack, my nigga. But see that business though. You know what I'm saying? When dudes just shoot a nigga some money, nigga don't pay him back. More dudes be like, man, that nigga a real whole nigga ain't paying my money. I ain't fooling with that nigga no more. They just going on about their life. And all. He just don't know you dead to me. You know what I'm talking about? As far as this matter is concerned, you shown yourself to be a man that lacks honor. Because you told me you were gonna do something and you didn't do it. Now, I ain't gonna cut you off life for life, but boy, I wouldn't lend you a doggone Russian nickel, nigga, if you were starving. If you told me, man, my kids ain't got nothing in there, man, they let me hold $10. Shoot, better take them to the shelter. You know what I'm talking about? That's how a dude gonna feel, because boy, you burnt that bridge. Or he'll be like, boy, I'll go get them niggas some food and let him starve. They gonna buy him no food. But women, y'all be like this here. Y'all hated women for 15 years, about $40. And still remember that John 20 years later. That whole, remember that whole Brenda still ain't paid me my money. But well, probably a lot of niggas owe me money. I don't remember. I don't forget no business debts though. I need all mine.
When you said that dope money stuff, that's business.
That's different.
Every ground.
We'll start right there, man, because we're gonna pick up with that prayer. Hey, hallelujah for Yahushua, man. And I appreciate y'all this evening. Bless y'all in the house of Elohim. You who are willing, we'll pick it up tomorrow, 7:30. Make it do what it do. Just covering a lot of things dealing with the house, man, dwelling in there and things of that nature. Yes, Abigail. Hello. And you who are willing till the next one. Oh yes, that's very nice.